Am I the asshole for not letting my friend wear my engagement ring? Okay, a little bit of backstory here. My fiancé and I have been engaged for about 3 weeks. He got me the most beautiful ring that is exactly what I have always wanted, and it fits me perfectly. The only time I take my ring off is to apply lotion to my hands. I work in the medical field, which means lots of hand washing, sanitizing, and cleaning, so my hands get super dry, and when I do that, I keep it directly in front of me on my desk and within sight at all times. I have never had any sort of issue until a couple days ago. I have a co-worker with whom I am friendly. Let's call her T. We used to be very close until I figured out that she and I lead very different lives, and I don't necessarily jive with her morals. Whatever, live and let live, I let a little bit of distance form between us. But we are still friendly and still talk at the office, so naturally I told her that I was engaged and she asked to see my ring. She oohed and ahed at it like most other people in the office, and I didn't think much about it. But a couple of days ago, she approached my desk while I was putting lotion on my hands, with my ring laying directly in front of me as usual. Without asking, she reached down and picked up my ring and slipped it onto her own finger instead, holding it up and admiring it, etc. I was flabbergasted. I didn't even know what to say, and I was so shocked that I just sat there in uncomfortable silence until she made a comment about how it looked so good on her, and I commented, "Don't go getting any ideas." Trying to be light-hearted but also wanting my ring back. She eventually took it off and handed it back to me and left. I was super uncomfortable with the whole thing, but I put it off thinking I was being too sensitive. Today, I was walking past her desk and she asked to see my ring. I held out my hand for her to look at it, and she began to remove the ring from my finger, so I pulled my hand back. She got pouty and asked why she couldn't take it off and see it, since I had let her before. I told her I had not let her do that before. She had grabbed it without permission and put it on without even asking if I minded. She rolled her eyes at me and said I was being ridiculous. I feel like I am justified to be protective of a ring that represents my fiancé's love for me. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I also realize you have to still work with this rude, entitled lady, so tell her it's bad luck to try on someone else's engagement or wedding ring. Someone tried to do this to me and I told her the same. We really do believe this. Not the asshole. It feels like she's going to take it. Would you be up for wearing it on a necklace at work? That's what I did when I worked in a hospital lab because of all the hand washing and on and off with gloves. My ring would sometimes snag gloves and rip them. Not the asshole. If she wants to try on engagement rings, then she can go to a jewelry store. Why anyone would think it's okay to just grab someone else's ring and put on is beyond me. Not the asshole. Your friend may steal your ring. Keep your eyes open. Nope, nope, nope. Not the asshole. First, you don't ask to try on someone else's engagement ring. Second, you absolutely do not try on someone else's engagement ring without asking. Third, who TF tries to remove someone else's engagement ring from their finger? Not the asshole, but please reconsider wearing your ring at work. Yes, you may sanitize constantly, but that doesn't mean fun things like MRSA, C. diff, etc. couldn't catch a ride in its nooks and crannies. Not the asshole. There are so many red flags here. I would probably stop taking my ring off around her if I were you. She's just so confident in taking it and putting it on without permission. That's concerning. Info. She and I lead very different lives, and I don't necessarily jive with her morals. Is this an actual moral difference? Or is this code for like, oh I don't know, learning she is gay? Just curious. I live in the South and have seen morals used this way too many times to count. Esh. She should never have put it on without asking, and you are being far too emotional over a small issue. What matters is your love with your fiancé. NGL. I'm significant other curious about why you starting distancing in the first place. She sounds like a piece of work and I want to know the deets. Not the asshole. T needs to learn to respect your boundaries. In what world is it okay to take someone else's engagement ring without permission and then put it on? Oh, I'm in the minority. Not the asshole, but a bit precious about your ring. Yes, you are rightly proud of it, but it reads like you are lording it over others a bit. I don't think she sounds like an either, and you sound a little judgy. Not the asshole. She obviously has different boundaries than you do. I get it. You are flabbergasted at her nerve. She is like PFFFFT. I've been there. Set your boundaries politely and stick to them. Be a broken record. Repeat is necessary. Everyone sucks here. You are being overly sensitive and your co-worker should have asked permission. You come across a bit holier than thou also. Tone it down a bit, you're almost in arsehole territory. Not the arsehole. That's crazy. I wouldn't even do that to my closest friends, never mind just a coworker. Sounds like she has an issue with boundaries. It's probably best if you create even more distance. I have no idea why so many people are making the ridiculous assumption that your coworker would steal your ring from you. To be clear, you're obviously not the asshole and she's being completely weird, invasive, and rude. I would be extremely upset too. But to then leap to think that she'd steal from you. Based on what exactly? Some people are overly friendly and think they have a right to touch other people's things just because they're friend status, but that's an extreme leap. Reddit. Not the asshole. This is weird. IDK, why you didn't tell her in the moment. Hey, please don't touch my ring. Give it back right now, when she grabbed it. You're a grown adult, use your words. Just staring at somebody incredulously isn't enough to get a point across, LMAO. Her behavior crossed a line, but your tone is terribly superior and that last line made me gag. There's definitely more to the backstory which makes me feel like you're fishing to put this woman down. Info. Do you really think this belongs here? Not the asshole, seriously stop taking it off at work or just leave it at home. Maybe get a silicone ring instead so she doesn't swipe it off your desk. Everyone sucks here, I think you're pretty dramatic. You sound fairly judgy and uptight, to be honest. Everyone sucks here, this is really a non-issue. She shouldn't have taken what wasn't hers, and you shouldn't have been so emotional about someone wearing a ring. It's just a ring. I'm a theater nurse, I never wear my wedding or engagement rings to work. Too high a chance of them getting thrown out in the wash with my scrubs. I used to wear them on a gold neck chain during operations. It might be worth considering something like this as your friend, sounds a little sticky-fingered. Not the asshole. She sounds incredibly rude and intrusive. Info. I gotta know what these morals are that you don't give with. She shouldn't just grab your ring, and she certainly shouldn't try and remove it from your person. But, you sound very precious. You come across like you think it's elevated your status somehow by being engaged. Some people don't mind others asking to try on their rings. My best friend and my own mum tried my engagement ring. It didn't make me uncomfortable at all. Why would it? And what don't you jive with morally? Politics? Sexual orientation? Or does she one just enjoy sex? Not the asshole, nobody has a right to just grab things off of you and wear them. Would she like it if you pulled her pants down? Probably not. She's weird. Maybe you should create a little more distance. Not the asshole, this is beyond inappropriate and I would widen the distance between the two of you even further. Being a pushover for people who lack boundaries only gives them affirmation to keep doing it more. Not the asshole for the issue you asked about. Your coworker is disrespectful and either blind to boundaries or ignores them on purpose. Let her pout and roll her eyes, none of your problems. You're the asshole for a different issue, though. Why the hell are you wearing a ring at work if you work in the medical field? You said you only take off the ring when you put lotion on your hands, so that means you are wearing it while sanitizing or washing your hands. That's absolutely unhygienic, and you are creating a health risk. And before some people say, maybe she's an office worker, doesn't make a difference. It's either or. Either you work somewhere where you need to sanitize your hands regularly, or you don't. And if you need to sanitize regularly, you absolutely cannot wear jewelry on your hands. 100% not the asshole. Engagement, wedding rings are special. Other people should not be grabbing it, especially off your hand, if you haven't given your express permission. That woman is crazy. Not the asshole. Super weird of her to do that. Not the asshole. What, is she 2 years old? People teach small children not to be grabby. There's no excuse for an adult. Not the asshole, why would anyone think they could take anything off you without permission? Creepy. Definitely not the asshole, but can I suggest not wearing the ring to work? I used to work at a hospital and the amount of people that lost rings was really high. Also, getting stones wet will loosen them in the long run, as well as the stones getting caught in latex gloves, etc. Not the asshole, you should probably just not wear it while at work or wear it on a necklace while at work, especially if you work with patients. I used to work in the medical field and most where I worked didn't wear rings with stones in them as it is unsanitary and they tear through gloves. Your coworker is completely in the wrong and you need to be more assertive with her when she does something like this. Not the asshole, I want to see the ring now. Anyone else? She should have definitely asked to try it on, but she's right, you are being ridiculous. It's just a ring, engagement ring or not, people may want to try on things they don't have. Why is it so strange to understand? When I read your last sentence I cringed so hard. You sound like those little annoying schoolgirls who wouldn't let you touch their pencil or something because it's theirs and it probably represented their parents' love for them. Stop being so annoying and chill. I feel like I am justified to be protective of a ring that represents my fiancé's love for me. It doesn't matter if it came out of a gumball machine. Who tries to physically remove a ring from someone else's hand? Not the asshole. I hate to say this, but as a nurse, get a nice necklace and keep your ring on it when you work. Tucked in next to your heart. Not the asshole. That's sketchy. By the way, if this is helpful, then cool. I found so many forgotten rings on bathroom sinks when I was a teenager that I made a little rule. If any ring leaves my finger, it goes in my left front pocket. Not right pocket, because sometimes keys are there, they only go in right pocket, and it would be easy to hook a forgotten ring with a key and lose it. I lose a lot of things. I have ADHD, so I mean a lot. But via this rule, I've never lost a ring. And it would save you from randos grabbing it without your permission. Congratulations on getting the perfect ring. That's pretty special. No one is the asshole here. What she did was a little rude, but no so much that it should be common sense. You were also a little rude in that it would have been very easy to explain to her that you would prefer she not take it off your hand without starting a conflict. Based on your inclusion of information like, I don't necessarily jive with her morals, leads me to think that, had this been someone else, you would have reacted differently or given the benefit of the doubt. Again, no one is the asshole here. Not the asshole. But can I ask about the different morals bit? Info. Why aren't you friends anymore? Does she know you're not friends anymore? What do you do in the medical field? In my world, the behavior you're describing is completely acceptable, and honestly, expected, from close friends. Also, wearing rings in the medical field serves no positive purpose, and may have some negative consequences. They're never truly clean. You should consider wearing it on a necklace or not at all. If you're in a position that actually deals with patients, that is. OP stated that they work in healthcare, they never stated that they were clinical, so we shouldn't assume that. I work in healthcare and I'm non-clinical and I wash my hands just as much. I personally would watch my ring around her. This is very bizarre behavior. When I see a nice ring on someone I just say your ring is beautiful. I would never ask to try on someone's ring. That's so weird to me. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. This is kindergarten level, don't touch other people's things without permission, stuff. Nah. She probably didn't do it on purpose to offend you or threaten, jinx your engagement. Maybe she just really liked the ring. On another note, if you use the ring in contaminated areas, it will probably carry stuff you don't want into your phone, office, car, house and etc. Not the asshole. In future you should set boundaries with this particular person. FYI. The word is actually, jibe. Jive is a type of music and is commonly confused with jibe, which is to be in accord, or agree. Also, not the asshole. Don't touch other people's property without permission, is pretty basic etiquette. I don't know how much your fiancé paid, but I know my wife's ring was about $4,500 12 years ago, so I'd personally prefer she keep it on as well. It's probably worth 3+ months rent at this point. Info. What morals don't you jive with? She probably had no bad intentions. In our friend group we do the regularly with each other's rings. You two just have different boundaries. She definitely should have asked though. She probably thought you two were close enough for her to just do it. Not the asshole.